Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and which is She is Financially Free. And the reason I have kept this name because I truly believe that money is something which anyone can get, because there is plenty of money out there, because this is one problem which is very much solvable, because I know that health could be one thing that unfortunately for few people it could not be a solvable problem, but money is definitely yes. And uh, and through stock market and through another financial means we can earn enough money to sustain our goals, to sustain our lifestyle. So yes, so I definitely want everyone to think about in that way that money is something which is very easy to earn, because we make it hard, we make ourselves believe that it is very hard to earn money, that we need to work very very hard, and that's how we will achieve our goals. But that's not the point. And the reason I'm bringing this point, because this is what we exactly do in trading as well. So when it comes to stock market, we think we need to do hours and hours of research, we need to understand every candle pattern, and then only we can earn money through trading. But that's not the case. We need to keep everything simple. I know I'm being a very much a new trader, and I can truly understand that where I'm coming from. It's just been an experience of mine from the last couple of months, but still I can say pretty confidently that if we keep everything very simple when it comes to trading as well, life becomes very easy. Because earlier when I started my journey, um, I try to learn because I'm a very curious person. I wanted to know everything in detail, that what's going on with the stock market, every terms and every terminology I need to learn, every candle pattern, every uh, other fundamental research and analysis, and everything technical point of view. I need to learn everything. And what happened is, like, even after learning everything, when I used to sit in front of the stock market and looked at where it is going, I had no clue. I had no clear vision in my head that okay, today what I'm gonna do for my trade. Because I was reading, I was doing analysis, but I was not keeping things simple. So just being in this journey very much new, but I can still say pretty confidently that keeping things very simple and not following too many indicators will make your life very very simple. And simple in that way that money is easy to come by, it's not hard. It's we, definitely we, that make us believe that we need to put 24 hours of hard work to earn money through a single source of income. So yeah, so let's change that understanding about money, and then even in trading, that's what the principle I'm trying to apply, that I need to keep things very simple. So now so when I started earlier, like I used to study bank nifty, and used to study fin nifty, mid nifty, and nifty as well. So there was too many instruments. I wanted to see that okay, I was jumping from one instrument to another instrument, and thinking that okay, if this doesn't work, I'll make money through this. If this doesn't work, then I'll make money through other instrument. But that didn't work out for me. I was you know what happened as a result, I would just kept sitting in front of my screen and just watching the um, charts, and going up and down, the just the whole I was just, you can imagine, like one um, I was like a child who had 10 toys in front of her, and I didn't know what to play with because everything was exciting for me. I wanted to play with all the toys at the same point of time, and which actually I was doing with the trading as well. For me, all these different indices were like a toys, and I was jumping from one toy to another toy, and but I was not, you know, enjoying any of them, and I was end up breaking one of the toy, and that's what happened to me, and that's how I lost money. But fortunately, I am very much a control person. So even though I lost, but I did not lose that kind of a money that it would hurt me. But definitely it's a money, and I do not like losing, and that's why I got obsessed. Like, now I have to win. I have to, break the statement which is SEBI is putting out there, that only 99% of the traders are successful in the stock market, and only 1% of this sorry, it's only 1% of this, it's opposite actually. So 99% of the traders are not successful in the stock market, and it's only 1% of the traders who are successful. So I definitely want to be in this 1% category, and definitely not in 99%, because that's how I've succeeded in my life so far. Every time I failed, I took it as a challenge, and tried to see that how can I build further myself by learning the mistakes which I've done to fail over there. So I don't lose my hope in anyhow in whatever field I get into, and that's what I'm trying to do in the trading as well. So today I'm gonna take you along with few things where I'm keeping my journey very, very simple. So if you can see, this is a trend line I'm following from past few months, and so this is one thing I've learned, draw your resistance level, draw your support level, draw your trend line, and the RSI indicator, and that's pretty much you need. I'll actually will showcase you few other things which I actually keep in mind on day-to-day basis, but that's to give me overall perspective how the trend could change in coming few weeks or coming few days or maybe tomorrow as well. But as far as my overall understanding, like once I get into the trade, these are the only things which things matters to me. Like when the market opens at 9:15 and when it closes at 3:30, I hardly look at other data points. I only look at trend line. I look at my support lines and my resistance lines and the RSI indicator, and that's pretty much. I do not go and hop here and there and confuse myself too, that okay, what happens, what next. So that's how I actually am getting much more clear vision about trades, and a vision about the plan of my trade for the rest of the day. And yeah, so with coming to that point, I hope you guys have got a chance to look at my trade plan video every morning, because it's definitely giving me a clear perspective. Like this is going to be my trade plan every day. So this is my strategy. You guys might have different strategy, but do follow your strategy with full focus. You need to, I would highly recommend that before going into a stock market day, please build your trade plan, because this is really helping me to get a clear perspective, clear vision, and I'm not hopping from one one way technique or method to other way of technique or method, because now I know that okay, these are my support, this is my resistance, this is my trend line, and this is what I think about the day, and I'm very much clear, and that's how I dive into it. And if and somehow there are times when the things you have thought about in advance might not work for you, but I do have a very strong risk management. I cut my trade like anything now. I do not sit on losses, because I figured that if I sit on losses, the other, the trade which is making me profit, it's only, sort of balancing it out. I'm not earning money. I'm just sitting out there and seeing that, okay, one trade is making money and one trade is not making money. And that's how sometimes one trade is making more losses than the one which is making profit, and I end up at end of the day I'm sitting in the losses rather than sitting in profit overall. So by meaning to trade, I mean I sell a put, I sell a call, and yeah, so that's how I do the trade for a single day. So I know the profitability of the ratio is lesser, but the ratio of winning is very very high in this way. So that's my, saying the two trades, but eventually it's a one single trade where I define my support, my resistance. I go as a seller, I sell one put, one call, and if the market stays between those ranges of my support and resistance, I stick for the day. And that's how I actually sustain my trades these days. This is my psychology behind it. So this is how I actually, train myself for the rest of the day in the stock market. So this is my day exercise which I do early in the morning, and that's why I've started this trend of sharing my trade plan every morning before the market starts. And I hope you guys have got a chance to watch it, because please do watch it if you have not got chance. Because if you think that my trade plan is not good enough, please comment and let me know, and support. And in this way we can support each other. And if you think my trade plan is great, please do write that also in the comments, that this is great, and that's how I'll get the further confidence boost as well. So this is the day planning every day in the morning. But when it comes to actually during the weekend, whenever I do enjoy my life. So I just want to put out a disclaimer out there that I do not just invest my entire life in the stock market. I do enjoy my life. I have a family. I do go out with them, and I have a full-time job as well. So I have different means of entertainment. I have different means of earning money, and that's how I want to live my life. Because I have realized one thing, that sustaining just on trading could mess up your mental balance. Because then you're thinking that, okay, my entire existence of lifestyle only depends on this one single trade which I'm running, and this is only going to earn my livelihood. And I know that for the pro traders it could be the thing, but I'm a new trader. So as a new trader, and if you are a new trader, I would highly recommend that do not put that sort of pressure on yourself, to just sustain your lifestyle through trading, because it will actually impact your trade. Because even what would happen is, like, even if it going in the right direction, and you might end up making a lot of profit, you will only end up making less profit from that trade. And if it goes in different direction, if you're making a lot of losses from that trade, you will actually end up sitting on that lot of loss, and your losses will eventually increase, because you will be hoping that this trade will become profitable, and you will, because I know that when you're having an entire lifestyle from one financial means, it becomes very difficult to incur losses, because that's your livelihood. And I truly believe that being a new trader, we should not have a single mean of earning money. We should start with a proper education, proper method, proper technique to learn first, and then dive into as a wholesome, as a the only single way of earning money from trading. But I don't know, that's not me. Even I'm like working full time, I've always tried to find means of earning money from different ways. Maybe I'm doing investing in real estate, earning through rents, or of course putting more efforts towards my full-time job, and then getting promotion, getting a hike and raise. So my focus is always wholesome. I don't want money to be one problem which exists in my life. Because as I said earlier, like, there are many other problems that could not be solvable for people, but money is definitely is one of them. That, like, this is one thing which we can definitely solve if we think that money is easy to come by. So yes, so enough of preaching. I know that I have done a lot of talks and not shown any concrete data, but yeah, but I have been showing that concrete data in my early morning trade plans videos, and I hope you guys have got a chance. And please, if you're watching, please do subscribe, because it gives me a confidence that I can actually succeed in trading, and we can actually succeed in trading as a community and beat the SEBI's the statement which the SEBI is putting out there. And definitely we want to be in 1% category, not the 99% category. So okay, this is how I actually plan my day. But before I was was telling that I do have a life. I do not spend all my life towards the stock market, but I do take out some time during weekends, because I truly enjoy the concept of getting into data and learning few things which reoccur in stock market again and again. So history do repeat itself, and this entire statement is definitely true with stock market as well. So there are a few things which I keep noticing, and I actually make a presentation around it, and I keep record that data. So I know I am a bit nerdy in this area, but I do that. It really helps me. So let's get to that. I'll take you a few data points which I have written, and rest I will be keep going through them as as the weekend progresses, because this is going to my every weekend video. So I'm going to try to put one weekend video on Saturday and one on Sunday, but I would not promise on Sunday, because let's see how things goes, and if I'll get a time to record, definitely I want to, because this is something I'm really enjoying. So okay, so as I said, the RSI is a very much a backbone. So if you actually keep a note of RSI, half of life, like, it is sorted. So I'm going back to the chart. If you can easily see, when the RSI is in the shows a green bump over here, it definitely it clearly showcases that the Nifty is an oversold position, and anytime it can fall. See, it's so easy. It's so easy to see, but we ignore it. We do not see the data. So this is the RSI, and then as you can see, it was in green zone, and then it fell like crazy, and it was easy to get a huge win from here. I would ignore this for now, because this could be for the pro traders, and I'm just going for the green and red bumps, because this one definitely through markings and watching the trend lines and resistance support, we can definitely get into it, and it's easy to trade over there as well. And I have, as I said, every day in my trade plan video that this is how I'm doing it. But over here I'm actually just to showcase you a little glimpse of the value of watching the RSI. So I'm not going into the average ones, I'm going to the extreme ones. As you can see, it's a green bump, market fell. It's a red bump, market went up. It was so simple. It was so simple to even watch. So if you just have watched the RSI on regular basis and waited for those moments where it went green, the market fell. It went red, market went up. So yeah, so please do watch RSI on regular basis to get an idea that where the market is going overall. And now it's again in the oversold position, as you can see, the Nifty, and it is, and as I said, like, if you guys watched my evenings video where I actually went through the evaluation insights about my morning trade plan, and which is again my another routine where I go through my trade plan which I made in the morning, and explain everyone that whether it was great, whether it was bad, how it went, how my day went, and we dive into writing down few data points over there during the video. So yeah, so there I am. I'm publishing 2 videos Monday to Friday when the stock market is open, about my trade plan in the morning and the evaluation of the trade plan in the evening. So coming back to this point, that if you have guys got a chance to watch my yesterday's evening trade plan video, I clearly explained that the market will sustain in this range for now, and there was a reasoning behind it. I'm not blindly saying it, but I have a reason, and please go watch my yesterday's evening video if you want to get to know about the reasoning why I'm saying so. But for this week, I'm actually hoping. See, I can go wrong. I'm not an astrologer. I can't predict the future, but just by reading the the patterns, the charts, I am actually hoping that the market would stay till expiry in this range between 23,700 and 23,440ish level. So that's my hope. I would not say prediction. So prediction is a very strong word. I would say I'm pretty convinced. Yeah, here you go. Okay, I'm going back to my data points, which I watch almost on daily basis. So RSI of Nifty and PE ratio. That is it's not PE ratio, it's PC ratio. That's a put call ratio. So I'll make another video about what is the put options, call options, so that you can understand if you are very much new in the trading. But over here I'll go in very much short that it's a put call ratio. So like puts, like when as a seller, like people have sold more puts than more calls, it means that market is likely to it's been in positive trend. So but there is a catch over there. So I have observed that if put call ratio goes beyond 1.7, the market is likely to fall, and if it is less than 0.7, then market is likely to go up. But again, I would say this is the secondary data you need to watch. Even if you don't watch this, you are covered by the RSI. If you just watch the green zone and the red zone, which I just showcased of RSI, you are covered. Okay, this is one data point which I watch during the day as well, because this is very critical from the seller's point of view. And I have seen that if the IV is high and if the market is range bound, then it is ready to blast either way. So like if you have, so this is one exercise I really want to give everyone, that while you are doing trading, watch the IV of Nifty. Just if you are actually, whatever the instrument you are trading in, either if you are trading in Nifty, then watch the IV of Nifty, and if you are watching the like if you are actually trading in the Bank Nifty instrument or the other ones, watch the IV of that instrument. So like suppose the IV of that instrument is right now 80, but steadily starts growing, it goes from 80 to 85, then 85 to 90, and I have seen IV going beyond 100 as well. So if it goes like not beyond 100 but at 100, so if it goes at 100, it means the IV is very very high. And if the chart, what I mean by the statement market range bound, it means if the chart, like, okay, let me go in 1 minute, let me try to explain. How can I explain? There is not a good example here because market was quite volatile yesterday. Okay, yeah, this is a very good example. So like if you can see, the market is like literally staying in one range. It's not moving up, it's not moving down, it's just staying in the range. And this is still moving. I would say this market is still moving, but there are times when the market is literally in a single straight line. The graph is just, the candles are just moving a little bit above that straight line, a little bit below that straight line. And at that point, if you think the IV is, like if you notice that IV is 100 or above 95, you should be ready. Like as a seller, it's a very very cautious, I would say high red alert, and market can go like crazy. Maybe this is not crazy. Still, I would not say crazy because see, it stays, even though it's going up and down, but staying in right in that range. So yeah, but there are times when the market is going just like this in one single range, very narrow range, and highway becomes very high. The move can the candles can become like this, these huge, and either they can keep going down down down, or either going back up up up. So the market can go move either way, and this is a very good way of making money from the buyer's point of view. Like from seller's point of view, they should sit on a very red high alert that if the market moves in any direction and the big candle starts coming up, they need to exit from one trade, either the put selling or the call selling. But for the buyers, I would highly recommend that this is the time when the buyers are waiting for, when the IV is high and when the market is just moving in little range. Okay, so yeah, then these are the data points I always watch as a seller. Okay, yeah, okay. This is also one thing I have figured out, that if IV is very high, do not do selling. And why I'm saying that do not do selling, because the reason I just told you, that the market can go crazy up and down, and as a seller you actually end up losing a lot of money when the market goes absurd and start moving in either one direction, and it's a heaven time for the being a buyer. So I have noticed all the points from the seller's point of view, because I do selling. So yeah, so if you actually going through these points, so please keep in mind that whenever I do talk from the seller's perspective, not the buyer's perspective. But while I'm explaining the points, I'm trying to bring the buyer's perspective to you, so that if you are a trader who does buying, you know that when to do buying, where there is like definitely a win-win situation as being a buyer. Okay, this I would go later. I have a whole lot of story about these 3 points, but yes, I will go through these points at some later point of view in my future videos. But please do let me in comments if you want to know why I've written these and what the meaning behind those. Okay, yeah, so this point is very critical for me being a seller, because Nifty monthly expiry, as I said, that right now my entire focus is on Nifty, but monthly expiry of Nifty is very very volatile, and that's why I actually mentioned in my earlier trade plan, yesterday's trade plan video, that also not yesterday to yesterday, because that was a Nifty monthly expiry, but Nifty didn't behave like that it was a monthly expiry for it. It was not volatile at all. It went very smooth. I think sellers might have got all the premiums exhausted, and they must have made a lot of money. So, but in my experience, like what I've been watching for a few months, Nifty monthly expiry is very volatile. Okay, another point is also very very critical, which I have, like, have you, I don't know, like as a seller, have you gone through this experience that even the market is going up and down, but the premiums are not melting? So if the premiums are not melting easily, even if the market is static or moving, going up and down, it's just staying static, it means a big move is about to come. So this is again, from seller's point of view, it's a high red alert, but from the buyer's point of view, it's a very much a green alert, and go for a trade, because at this point of time, if you think, if the market will go up, and if it goes up, it will go up in a big way. Okay, this is one thing which I have noticed that impacts the market. If the FII data, if the FII buying is getting reduced day by day, then the market is likely to go down. And why I'm being confident about this, because actually I've seen one trend over here. This is the reverse. So you need to read this data upwards. So this is 18th November. As you can see, the rates are going up rather than go down. So yeah. So if you see the 25th November, if I bought this much, 26th November, if I bought this much, 27th November, only 7. So 7, I mean in crores. So they are FIs. They do not buy in lakhs, so it's 7 crores. So that's how the data pans out for them. And you can see the moment they were reducing it, the market went down. Boom. So this is the next day outcome. So that's how I'm actually recording the data. Like 25th November. Excuse me. I think I have to take a little water because since I'm, speaking for a while now. But anyways, I'm back. My throat is feeling much better now. So on 25th November, as you can see that if I bought this much, plus 7, you can see the trend. And next day, what happened? Nifty went down by 1.5, and it was such an easy win. We just need to see the data, how the market is panning out. We just have to watch for those moments where we can actually make big wins, because making a daily trade might not give us a big win, but watching this data, and we get pretty confident data. Okay, this is how the market would pan out, and this is what you have seen in the history as well. And as I said, history do repeat itself, and stock market is not an exception. Over here, things happen again and again. We just have to remember those moments where those happen, like those special moments which have happened earlier in the history. We need to figure out where it could happen in our present, and boom, there we are. Big profits for us. But anyways, I'll go to that point, and yes, and that's how I am starting to watch the FI data as well on continuous basis. And how I do it, I actually record data every day. It takes me only 5 minutes, and that's how I know that, okay, as you can see, entire January, FI sold, entire February, FI sold. Yeah, and that's how I do it. That's how I actually, when I make my trades. Let me go back to the day time frame. Yeah, there are my lines. Oh, here we go. So yeah, that's how I actually get pretty confident about my support and resistance lines. I get pretty confident about my the trade which I'm going to place for the day. But still, if you're not doing all this, I know this is all crazy stuff, I do it. This helps me, and there's a lot more data I record on daily basis. It takes me 15 minutes. When I started, it takes me a whole lot of time, because I was creating a format how to record the data. But now it takes only 15 minutes. I know that this is the data I would need, this is the data I would need. I can take you guys through the entire the sheet I have recorded so far, and the presentation I have made for those data points. If you're interested, so please do comment. And this is what I'm recording, and this might help you as well. But as I said earlier, keeping things simple. I have realized, even after recording everything, those special things, it helps us to bring to a point where we can have big moments. But that moments comes once in a while. They do not come on everyday basis. So like, as I just now give an example of those FI selling, and next after 3 days the Nifty fell by 1.5%. So that did happen, but how much it happens, like how many times it could happen. It could happen only, once in 3 months, once in 6 months, but we can't really wait for our trades to rely on for those moments which happens once in a while. So on daily basis, if you're trading, I think I would highly recommend to keep the thing simple, and how we can just keep, and that's a trend line which shows us overall where the trend of the Nifty is going, a support line, resistance line, so this is your areas to trade in, and an RSI line which helps us where the trade is going. And even if you will actually change your time frame to 5 minutes or 1 minute, let's go for 1 minute, you can clearly see, if you're a buyer, you can clearly see that even if the Nifty goes in a red zone, you will get a bounce. And you can capture these points and make your trade successful. But you just have to know, like over here, it went into green, it went down. You can capture these moves, but you have to be very quick in coming into the trade and coming out of the trade, because I figured that's not my temperament. I'm trying very, very hard to come to that point that even if I'm can I do selling in one direction? I have not come to that, a point where I can do one directional selling. I always do both. I always sell call, I always sell put. That's how I'm doing my trade. But I really want to come to a point where I get comfortable in just selling the call or just selling the put by reading all the data which I'm capturing. But anyways, that's a journey of being a new trader, and that's why I'm being realistic. Like being a new trader, you go through many emotions, you actually figure it out, your own temperament, that whether the selling suits you or whether the buying suits you, or even if you're doing selling, can you do selling in one direction, or you're just comfortable selling both put and call, and maybe the profitability is low, but you still want to stay in the range of your resistance and support level and draw all most of the time profits. So yes, you need to figure out your own temperament if you are a new trader. I'm still in the zone of figuring out, and as I'm going further and further, I'm building, I am trying, I'm exploring. But the one thing I've definitely figured out, that let's keep things simple in trading too, because if we complicate, like I can apply tens and thousands of indicators over here, but that would end up confusing me, like during the trade, like whether I can watch those or whether I shouldn't watch my trade, like how much I can how much a human brain can actually work in different directions. So again, it depends on different people's temperament. My brain cannot, and there might be few people who can actually study 3-4 indicators at one point of time and then take a trade. I cannot. I need to be very much confident that this is the trade I'm taking, because it's hard-earned money. I do not want to be in those 99% of people who lose money in the stock market. I want to earn money through it. So that's my end game, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys soon, either tomorrow. I know it's Sunday, but I would try to put up some video about the stock market preaching, I would say. But let's see. I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.